All right, everyone, I want to show you all a couple mistakes that I've been making on my alternate characters that actually I thought were just removed or didn't work that way. One of them bricks legendary pieces, and the other one makes it so that I just waste a ton of gold. Now, the first thing I want to show you all is I have two level 44 pieces here. And I was trying to share gear between my rogue, who's level 100, and my necromancer, who's now level 71, earlier on, but I ended up just completely destroying some pieces because I had saved some sacred pieces so that I can go ahead and apply them to whatever next character I make and, get a little bit of a power boost immediately. Problem was that I bricked some of some of the pieces, and, well, I did this with the jeweler, first off. So the first mistake is I went to the jeweler and I crafted a couple of the royal gems because the royal gems are the best in slot gems at the current moment. It costs a little bit of gold to craft these, and it, costs some money to unsocket the gems. You can see here that costs about 100k to go ahead and unsocket there, which can be extremely expensive, okay? And what you'll notice here is that some of the gems actually require a certain level, but that level requirement actually applies to the piece when you slot it in. So for example, here, if I have this level 44 piece, if I slot it in, I now have a level 60 weapon, which means it's totally unusable, right? If I'm not level 60. So just keep in mind, do not do this because again, this is gonna waste a ton of gold. In this case, it's less gold, but for some of the higher tier items, you can definitely find yourself wasting hundreds of gold or hundreds of thousands of gold in the end of the day, which, you obviously don't want to do because gold is actually very scarce later on. But the second mistake I actually made, and this is because I actually had a couple aspects from my rogue that were universal. For example, this accelerating aspect, and I'll just show you all here what I mean. If I go ahead and extract this aspect, you'll notice this requires, this is a level 71 piece. So if I extract this, I get a level 71 aspect. And if I go ahead and imprint this on this level, say 44 piece, imprint the aspect, what you'll notice is this actually boosts up the level to 71. And a lot of people bricked their pieces because of this. For example, you might have had a sacred piece and you had a decent aspect. You applied it to the aspect for world tier 3, and now you can't use it because it's a higher tier item. This is something that I've just absolutely hated because in the beta, it was actually a situation where you can lower the level requirement by using a lower tier aspect, which is kind of really good for your early game characters, but they removed that portion of it. So I figured they removed all the portions of raising the level aspect or the level requirement of the aspects, because it doesn't really make sense to have an aspect that is like a certain level requirement, because, well, the aspects can have a max roll at level 1 versus level 100. The exception to this is flat stat aspects, which can actually raise in terms of viability later on, but the percentage ones generally just don't have any sort of raising viability as you level it up. But it's something you want to make sure you're not doing and not wasting a lot of your gold as well as a lot of your aspects that you might want to use. A couple quick tips for you all on your alternate characters. Hopefully that helped, and if it did, leave a like, sub to the channel. I'll see you all for the next one.